We interrupt these time trials for a special announcement. So, remember back when I said no HD Wizard Underpants? I was completely wrong! Yep, it's still in this version. You just need to use the bazooka like the American one. But yes, HD Wizard Underpants do in fact exist. Also, you can spin their magic shots. We now return to your regularly scheduled time trials. Gee whiz, it's time for Warp Room 2's time trials, and we start with, well, Gee whiz, which is actually a fairly difficult one I found. So for this, you can see me doing the shoot the clock trick. If you bazooka the clock at the start of the level, you can get a little bit of a head start. Now here I want to grab the mask because there's invincibility to be had in this level, and I'm cutting corners by jumping on the walls here. This set of 3 time freezes at the top of a stack is kind of annoying to hit, so that one actually cost me several runs. Overall, Warp Room 2's time trials are an enormous difficulty spike from the first Warp Room. This level alone took me maybe about 10 minutes to get Platinum on, which is actually quite a while considering that the first Warp Room's levels only took me like 1 or 2 attempts tops. So, just keep running, make sure that I don't get hit by that sword, and here... Now, it's nice if that frog spins into the TNT, but if not, you have to swerve to the side with your invincibility to grab that 2-second time freezer. Here, I'm going to hit the wizard just because. And here, you want to stay as central as possible so that you break both those time freezers with your invincibility. If you miss one of them, you might actually not get Platinum. Platinum is kind of tight on this level. And here I'm just gonna, well, I attempted to jump on the wall there, but I kind of failed, so lost a little bit of time there, also lost a bit of time here with jumping and not really spinning a few things, and into the portal. So just barely got Platinum there by about a second. Second Warp Room, everyone. And Hangover High is a real example of the second Warp Room's time trial difficulty spike. This one is actually pretty bad, so... For this level, you definitely want to shoot the clock, and you also need to make sure that you grab every single mask, because you need to go invincible on this level. Now here I like to slide jump and cut this corner, and there's mask number 1. Double jump to keep bouncing on that crate, spin this. This scorpion weirdly never hits me. It looks pretty precarious, but I tend to dodge him pretty easily most of the time. Here you want to get all those time freezers, and make sure you do not miss this 3-second time freezer in the air. You need it, trust me. Here, slide, jump, bounce on these, and we're coming up on mask number 3, and you'll see right here, this is why you have to go invincible. If you lose any mask before this point, you are slow as molasses on the grate, and you will not get Platinum. You also need to be ridiculously fast with your reflexes on this grate here. You need to basically just quickly duck in and get that 3-second time freeze, and then quickly duck out again. It gets better with practice, but grab that, and about here is usually where I lose a mask. Grab that 2-second time freezer in the air, and I'm kind of cutting it fine, but I was pretty confident that I was on pace here. Jump in, and yep, you need to be under 43 seconds here, so I just barely got Platinum. This level is not trivial at all, and the next Arabian level is even worse. But speaking of even worse, here is, in my opinion, possibly the single worst Platinum relic in the entire game, Hog Ride. To put this in perspective, every other level in this Warp Room, even the harder ones, took me maybe 10 to 13 minutes to get Platinum on. This level, 1 hour and 30 minutes of attempts. And the worst part is that every attempt, you actually have to give the other cars several minutes long of a head start, because you need them out of the way. The road must be clear, because we're about to hit a boost pad. You have to keep this wheelie throughout pretty much the entire race. So here, this is the first tricky part. You must grab the 2 seconds and not lose your wheelie. So that's tricky part number 1 down. Here's tricky part number 2. We need to grab all of these time freezers from within these police cars. There's a very fine line between getting these time freezers, going off-road, and hitting a police car. But if you can pass that one, things are kind of fine. Seriously, like, I don't have enough time to commentate on how awful and just evil this level is for time trialing. This is horrible, absolutely horrible. I'll talk more about it in Road Crash's time trial because I have a lot more time to discuss it there. But I never ever want to attempt platinum on this level again. It's awful, awful, awful. Yeah, please demolish this road. And now Toon Time. This is actually a pretty difficult platinum time trial as well. And for this one, I also follow the shoot the clock trick. And here you want to go like right to the very edge of this wall. And aim your bazooka a little bit through the corner. That'll let you hit it. You want to slide as much as you can on the oil. You also want masks here for a very specific reason. So coming up, I like to cut these corners by slide jumping. So like here, I'm not even entirely sure if this is faster, but if you jump here when you're slightly off the side, then you can get over that gap without needing to tornado spin, and you really want to do that. So here is mask number 3, and the reason why you want invincibility here is that when you're invincible, doors stay open. And you need that, otherwise, yeah, these levels would be horrible. So here, if that platform's lined up just right, you don't need to double jump there. I needed to double jump, which cost a little bit of time and momentum, but as you can tell by this being in the video, I still got platinum. Make sure you hit that 3-second, by the way, you need it. And here, you want to stick to the left, because that lets you slide jump on this platform and slide jump onto that one just barely without needing to double jump or tornado spin. Because if you do end up having to tornado spin there, you will slow down enough that I guarantee you will not get platinum. As you can see, I just barely hit platinum there, and the developer time is only barely under platinum on that level, so it's a pretty tough one. This one though, not quite as tough, but a lot more fun. This is Midnight Run. Basically the same deal as Orient Express. Hit as many time freezes as you can, holding run the whole way. This one's a bit trickier though, because some of the time freezes are on kites that are a bit hard to hit while you're dashing. I like to mask through that guy. And here I like to slow down slightly so that I grab both of those 3-second time freezes off of there. Here I'm jumping a lot because I know there are no time freezes, but here I want to grab that. Yeah, coming up on another time freezer, so 3 seconds you want to make sure that you hit it, and here you want to make sure that you hit these as well, and then start dashing again. This is nowhere near, oh yeah, I missed a time freezer there. This is nowhere near a perfect run. You can get like 9 seconds if you do this perfectly. I almost feel like these levels probably have theoretical perfect optimized times to them, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Anyway, we got under 14 seconds, and platinum time is 18, so yeah, there's a bit of leeway. But with that, that is the platinum relics of the second warp room down.